So if you're thinking of relocating to the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you are eyeing the city of Celina, well, hop on in and ride shotgun with me, because I'm going to take you on one of my usual driving tours of the city of Celina. We're going to drive you some of these routes that you will use if you're actually moving here, talk through this construction, which is going to eventually be the Dallas North Tollway. They're hoping that should be done here in the next couple of years. And we're also going to talk a little bit about school boundaries, what some of the different price points are in the area, and maybe a few surprises that you hadn't really thought of along the way. Now, I'm starting here. We're actually in Prosper, so just on the south side of Celina. We're almost up over there. And the southern border of Celina is going to be along Frontier Parkway. Now, all the way to the west is going to have the border of FM 1385. We'll take you on a little bit of a tour on some of the neighborhoods over there. On the east side is going to be Custer Road, and then it's going to extend all the way up to First Street, Merrily. Anyway, we're going to go right on up there, and that's going to end here in 2027. Now, we're getting here to Frontier Parkway, and we have the brand new HEB, Costco, and a lot of the shopping that's coming in here. We have Prosper High School. You could see it in the distance. It is a big, massive football stadium over there, but construction is moving right along. And so for some of these communities right here on the southern part of Celina, they're going to be zoned to Prosper ISD. So we're going to get into a little bit of that as well. But I kind of wanted to show you, because as construction is happening, a lot of it is just now coming in, just to kind of give you a sense of, if you are wanting to move tomorrow, what you can anticipate and look forward to when you are making that move. But a lot is to come here in Celina, tons of new construction, and as well as some established neighborhoods and some communities that have been around here for a little bit too. But essentially, I know you guys like to see it. You leave it in your comments about actually being able to witness what it's like when you're driving around through some of these areas. And today, Celina, a little bit of that small town feel around here in the Dallas, Texas area, and we're going to give you a sense of what this is going to look like. So again, if you do not know who I am, my name is Kristen Carpentier. I'm a licensed realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but I love helping people find their homes here in the Dallas, Texas area. So if you have any questions about what it's like moving here, you want more information, don't hesitate to reach out, call me, text me, send me an email, and let's figure out where it could be the perfect fit for you, especially if you want to move to one of these areas like Celina that is up and coming, lots of construction happening, lots of new opportunities, but also some really good deals if you are just wanting a great established neighborhood. So reach out to me and let's see how we can make that happen. Now, we're going to get into some of the schools and lifestyle, what it's like living here, and also take you on a drive through some of these communities. So let's get to it. Now I'm going to drive you through the community of Light Farms. Now, this particular community is over 1,000 acres just within the community of Light Farms. And when it's completed, it's going to have over 3,200 homes. So one of the larger master plan communities that we have up here in Celina, but it's actually been being built for quite a while. So kind of amazing how big this community already is, even though we still do have new construction options out here in this particular area. Now, Light Farms is a really great fit for all different types of people. So if you want that type of ease of a master plan community with lots of amenities and things to do, being able to be outside and be active, there's so many things to keep people active, as well as what they kind of consider a front porch lifestyle. We don't have a ton of homes that have like the actual front porch out here, but it just really gives you that sense of community, these nice big driveways, people sitting outside to pass out their Halloween candy or to have block parties and just get out and do your yard work together and just talk amongst your neighbors, especially when our weather is nice. I know I love talking about our nice weather that we're having, but it is really a great place for not only families, but they do have a section in here for 55 and older as well. So your active older adults that want that low maintenance living, but they still want to be able to be outside and be active and use all the amenities that come with a great master planned community. Now, So this particular type of community, if you are really dreaming of maybe your weekend farmers markets, the miles of trails, as you can see, we have lots of different lakes and ponds out here. Whole lot of geese. Holy cow, they're out here today. You should see how many are out in the water too. But all these trails that wind all the way through here. There are multiple pools, tons of different pocket parks within all of these different sections that we have here in Light Farms. And of course, with a large community like this, you're gonna have a steady calendar of lots of different community events happening here in the community. So if you're moving from out of state and you're worried about not knowing anybody, how are your kids gonna make friends? Well, these are the types of communities that you might wanna consider moving to, mainly because you're not really gonna have a choice but to be able to get out and enjoy all of the community events and things that are happening here. And just a really great way, I will say it all the time, when you're moving to Texas, it just really makes you feel at home when everybody just feels like they are welcoming you in and you just feel part of a community. So again, like I said, it's not the type of community here in Light Farms that is only popular for families. Yes, we have some larger homes, but you do have price points in the high $400,000 range, larger homes over $1 million, of course, some even pushing mid $1.5, $1.9 million. We have that here too. But we also have a elementary school right here in the community. We have fitness centers. If you are maybe a younger professional, maybe you work, you have the option to work from home or even have like hybrid work, and you don't have to commute a ton. So of course, Celina can be quite a bit further out there. We're north of Prosper, north of Frisco, and if your commute down to downtown Dallas or even down to the tech corridor over in Plano or down in Frisco, and maybe you don't mind commuting 1 or 2 days a week, this is another great community here because we have the Nook. You can get in and maybe grab lunch with your friends, take your kids over on the golf cart, and you can work from some of the other areas here that we have in Light Farm. So just kind of something for everybody. If you're looking to buy your first house, you want a great community, you're thinking about having kids, or you're coming with a whole slew of kids and you want to make sure that life isn't quite too crazy as you are taking them to and from school. So just be aware, Light Farms is part of a mud district, but we have all of these great amenities and things that you can do here within this community. And again, if you're going to buy a golf cart when you're moving to a community like this, you won't really have to drive that often, except for right down the street, maybe to the grocery store or to the new HEB or Costco. So let's talk about the mud tax, because Light Farms does in fact have a mud tax. So you kind of need to be aware of it, the extra cost when buying a home here in this area. Now, a MUD is a municipal utility district, and it is one of several different types of special districts that function as independent, limited sort of governments, I guess, as you will. Now, the purpose of the MUD is to be able to provide the developers, so whoever comes in and develops this whole area, this big master plan community, as an alternate way to help finance the infrastructure and bringing in things such as water, sewer, drainage, and these different road facilities. So your street lights and things like that we have over here. Now, your MUD tax is going to be in lieu of a separate city tax. And in theory, a MUD tax is going to go down over time because the cost of the initial infrastructure are going to eventually be repaid, and only the money that is going to maintain the services is going to be collected after the original bonds are paid. So the only way for the MUD tax to be eliminated is if the MUD area is annexed by the city, and if this does happen, the city is going to pay off the MUD debt and the utility payments are going to be paid to the city after that. So a little bit more information about a MUD, because I do get those questions all the time, like, well, what is a MUD tax and what do we need to be aware of? So there you go, MUD tax here in Light Farms, and depending on one of the other communities that you might be interested in moving to. Now I'm going to share a little bit about the community called Uptown at Celina, and this particular community is a fast-growing, more walkable, mixed-use district that is going to be just northwest of the downtown Celina area, and it is going to be tucked between Preston Road and the Dallas North Tollway, It is going to be a 675 acre plan that is going to be able to blend together both single family neighborhoods like the Heights and the Ranch and North Square, and future multifamily offerings that they're going to have out here. It's going to target roughly around 2,500 total homes, along with all of these parks and trails, and making it yet another one of those beautiful golf cart type communities that is going to give you easy access to this downtown square in Celina. So some of these builders that are out here that have already opened up for sale have been Toll Brothers, Perry, Normandy, and Olivia Clark so far, and Ashton, let's see, Taylor Morrison. Anyway, more are still to come because this community is still growing. It is very new, but we have different little districts out here with different offerings and of course some different price points. But you are going to get more for your money out here with builders, especially like Toll Brothers, for example. And they're all going to have plenty of amenity centers and pools. Of course, in Texas, all these communities are going to need to provide you with a community pool to cool off in the summertime, and some direct paths that are going to be able to link the downtown dining and different events. So it makes it a little bit easier to go and enjoy those small town events and community lifestyle that you are going to be able to enjoy out here in the city of Celina. So just wanted to throw you around. Not many homes out here. Some of these other areas are certainly still growing. Not very many homes are available in them, but a lot more to come and a lot more opportunities. So if you want to know what type of incentives are being offered with these builders, who has the best deals, who has more immediate move-ins, and maybe you want to build from the ground up because you do have some time, well, we have so many options in so many of these different communities out here in Celina. So reach out and let me know how I can help. Now I'm here in the community of Mustang Lakes. This particular community has 682 acres approximately, and when it is done being built out, they're going to have over 3,400 homes in here. Now, this community of Mustang Lakes, I feel, is a little bit different. It stands out compared to some of the other master plan communities around here. I love how a lot of the communities that you get, master plan communities that you find here in the Dallas, Texas area, all kind of stand out from one another a little bit. And that's how I feel about Mustang Lakes. Now, Mustang Lakes is one of those communities that gives you that sense of, I like my coffee strong, but I like my amenities a little bit stronger. And even though they don't have some of the biggest amenities out here, their amenities still are some that really do stand out. If you do want that resort type clubhouse vibes, you want trophy worthy swimming pools with views that make you really feel that you're more in a resort type area. You also do have tennis courts here. You have lakeside trails. As you can see, so many different lakes throughout here, and all the trails are going to weave in and out of these beautiful lakes that we have out here. You also have the neighbors that actually are going to be using their calendar events. There's so much to do, and you can just already see the vibes that they have in here with the different holidays, and how they all just kind of stand out like they're a little bit extra out here. So if you think more of like newer homes in here with more of those high-end polished type finishes, a legit fitness center, kid you not, we'll talk about that here in a second, that you're actually going to want to visit. And here in this community, you're gonna have enough green space, not only for your kids, but for your dogs, and more importantly, trying to get outside and make sure you get those 10,000 daily steps, of course. It also is a really great sweet spot for not only families, but professionals who really do crave that luxury community with all those high-end perks, but not really having to give up the suburban charm and calmness that you're going to get by being out in more of the quiet suburbs here in some of these areas in Dallas. And of course, living in a community like this is just truly going to give you more of those bragging rights of the type of community that you do actually live in. Now, speaking of the Mustang Lakes Fitness Center, it is a modern facility within the club at Mustang Lakes. And the particular and this particular club was actually built on the site of the former Dallas Mayor Bob Folsom's 8,000 square foot ranch house. Now, the original ranch house out here was expanded and remodeled into a 12,000 square foot amenity center, and it did incorporate many of the original features like the fireplace and the doors in particular, and the new fitness center that was added as part of all of this renovation here in the community of Mustang Lakes. So of course the fitness center itself is going to be a state-of-the-art space for all of those fitness enthusiasts. Not only do they have their cardio and their strength training equipment, but a group fitness studio, as well as some amazing large windows that overlook the lake that is right outside of the community center there and the lakes that are surrounding it. So if you're really loving those resort style amenities with all of these trail networks all throughout, hopefully you got a little bit of a glimpse of that as I was driving you through it. And here in Mustang Lakes, your HOA fee is also going to be based on your lot size. Now, the lot sizes out here are everywhere from 40 foot to upwards of an acre. So some of these lots out here are actually quite big. And they do have the PID out here. So you have your PID tax, and your PID tax is going to be a separate assessment and not a tax rate either. So another thing that you kind of need to make sure you're aware of when you move here. Of course, everybody's going to give you the ins and outs of all of that, because it's something that we all need to worry about. But with the elementary school here in the community, and the high school currently is zoned for Walnut Creek High School, which is only a couple years old. But again, you always are going to have to verify all of that information, because you never know when that is going to change. So the community of Mustang Lakes, we are over on the southeast side of the city of Celina. So just depending on where you might need to commute for work or where you want to be exactly, but we are zoned for Prosper ISD, and we're still within the city limits of Celina. But we got that PID tax that everybody needs to make sure that they are aware of. So that only means that your taxes are going to be higher here in Mustang Lakes, and and most of Celina, I feel like. So any questions at all, make sure you reach out. I'd be more than happy to go through all of these numbers with you and make sure that they all fit in to your budget and your lifestyle. So reach out if you have any questions at all. I would be more than happy to help answer those, but also as well find you your dream home here in one of these great communities of Celina or anywhere here in the North Dallas area. Now I'm going to take you on a quick drive through the parks at Wilson Creek up here in Celina. We're off of the outer loop on the south side. You enter in off the outer loop, and we're just east of Custer Road. Now this particular community out here is what I want to call Celina's, we'll call it Big Swing, I guess you could say, with 720 acres, this master planned playground in here. As you can see, they've kind of outdone themselves with another kind of exciting different master plan community with the lakes and these rock walls, and how they have just put these homes around and through this particular neighborhood. They're going to have over 2,400 homes that build out, and if you just kind of think miles of trails, we are going to have 10 different lakes in here, and a future 100 acre city park that's going to be woven right into this particular community. Now, if your vibe here in Celina, or your vibe, I guess, moving here to the North Texas area is more of like weekend pickleball and a weekly commute, and you kind of have some of everything going for you out here, well, you're gonna love the resort style pool that they have in this community. They have a fitness center, different sport courts, and of course, quick access to the outer loop, and that is gonna keep growing and coming and being super convenient for the people living here. And plus it is going to have an on-site elementary school. So you're gonna definitely wanna verify schools, because I've had clients who've moved and thinking they've been in zone for one school, and in fact ended up being zoned for a different one. So if that's important, things can always change up here in Celina. I want to drill that into everybody's heads. With the growth, everything is always changing, and it's never probably going to stay the same if you're planning on being here for the next 10 years. But this particular HOA has a lot going for it, so many things happening, and it's continuing to grow out here. So not only do we have a beautiful scenic neighborhood, nature, and everything happening right outside your doorstep, but a lot of amenities that actually are going to earn the HOA status of wanting to be a part of it. Not only is it scenic, but obviously super convenient if you're wanting to live up here in this particular area in the outskirts of town, yet not too far from a lot of things that are continuing to come here in the city of Celina. So just wanted to do a quick drive through of the parks at Wilson Creek, just because it's another really good one with lots of new construction options going on here and a community that is going to be continuing to grow. Another great community out here in Celina is the community of Cambridge Crossing. And we still have plenty of home builders out here. We do have a newer elementary school within the community, but this particular community is built on 639 acres and will have over 1,600 homes here in this community. Again, we have another beautiful way up through the community. It's almost kind of like we have two sections separated by a lake and multiple fantastic builders up here. In fact, some really good builders, which I feel is always a good draw for a higher end type of a community out here. But Cambridge Crossing, for example, I like to kind of think of it more as of that we have an organized calendar, we have tidy lawns, everything needs to be in its place, and we don't really like to thrive on any sort of chaos out here. And you know how you kind of get those feels, a different sort of a feel based on the type of community that you move into? Well, that's kind of how I feel out here in Cambridge Crossing. Now, you are going to get plenty of scenic ponds, miles and miles of trails, which is always for the outdoor enthusiasts. And I tell you what, it's like every community builds that in. They want to make sure that here in Texas, we love our outdoor lifestyle, and they're going to make sure we have plenty of trails to be able to get outdoors. And they are going to have, they do also have a very legit clubhouse and a fantastic pool scene out here. And they also have plenty of pocket parks if you just need to run outside and kind of stretch and get your wiggles out before dinner. You're gonna have plenty of those thrown throughout the community as well. Now, Cambridge Crossing is one of those, as you can see, plenty of people outside, the front porch lifestyle, which we like to talk about when everybody is outdoors and just kind of enjoying the neighborhood. So I love that about this particular community. I see it so much every time you drive through here. It's kind of hard unless everybody's at work and at school. It's a little bit quieter, but you're still going to see a lot of these parks filled with kids during the day hanging out and playing, and you're going to find that out here in this community too. Now, even this HOA, I feel like making sure everybody's landscaping is up to par and just very beautiful and well kept. I think that's obviously, you know, take for it what you will, whether you want to live in an HOA or not live in an HOA. Now, Cambridge Crossing is going to be zoned to Celina ISD. Like I said, this is a pretty new elementary school that just opened up 2 falls ago. I believe it was in 2024. So another really great elementary school out here. And again, always going to say it, even when you have your school right within your community, as it continues to grow out here, you are always going to want to verify that and make sure that that is in fact not over capacity and that they're not wanting to bus some of the kids to another school until things start to even out just a little bit, because I have seen that before, even when the school is as close as it is. Now, here in Cambridge Crossing, before long, you're going to have the Dallas North Tollway just outside the neighborhood. It's going to make it not too hard to get over even to Preston Road and jump down to Highway 380. if you need to punish yourselves and take those awful commutes during rush hour traffic, and depending on how far you have to go. Now again, sometimes not everybody has a problem with commuting and rush hour traffic, but I think a lot of it has to do with how far you have to commute. If there's a lot of areas, you know, with as much as Frisco is growing, what's going to be coming into the fields, and if you're not too far off the highway, you might be able to put up with your commute, put in a couple of really good podcasts in order to get you on your way there. But all in all, you just need to be aware of the traffic and what that can do for you if you are having to commute, especially until the Dallas North Toll Road comes here into all the way up here to the city of Celina. So driving down Highway 380, I'm heading east, and this is the border of Frisco and Prosper. So just on the south side of the street, we passed Prosper High School, which a lot of these southern communities here in Celina are zoned to Prosper ISD. Definitely something that you always need to check on before you're moving. At least talk to the school district about it. I did have clients that just moved here. They actually moved into Prosper. I have other ones that moved into Celina last year, but trying to make sure that you know where it is that your kids might be going to school. So my clients that moved into the community in Prosper, obviously they thought they knew which schools they were zoned for, but rezoning happens all the time, and it happens a lot. So depending on what you might be looking for, the schools that you are hoping to have your kids go to, just keep in mind zoning is always changing as they bring in new schools and the school districts continue to grow. You're just never quite sure what can be next and where they might end up rezoning you for school. And I know a lot of people might have a hard time with that, but there are certainly multiple avenues that can happen throughout the course of your kids going to school, and how often they might have to change schools, and just definitely be aware of that, especially if you have kids that haven't even started school yet, or maybe they're in elementary school and you're hoping that they're going to go where your other kids are going to high school, but that could always change, especially as new schools are being built and communities are continuing to grow out here. Now, Celina might be a small town, but it has a lot of charm going for it, which I guess, of course, is what they say, small town charm. Now, their downtown square here in Celina, I feel, is so much better than downtown Prosper, for example, as a small little city. Granted, Prosper has the Gates of Prosper and all of that that's coming, which is huge. Every store that you possibly need and restaurant, all of those are coming into the Gates of Prosper. But right here, if you really want community feel, you want small town charm, I feel like you're gonna find so much of that here in downtown Celina. Even though it's been around here for a while and obviously continuing to grow, which means the events and community events and the hospitality that you're going to find in a lot of these little shops and things down in the downtown Celina Square are just so wonderful and picture perfect. So you don't have to leave Celina for your holiday events, your community events, and everything that they have going on, which I think is just absolutely adorable. So if you want that great little small town charm of just coming around and walking and grabbing breakfast or lunch or coffee and meeting for friends and sitting outside and grabbing some barbecue, you are going to find that here in downtown Celina. So I just kind of wanted to drive through and give you a quick little taste of what they have. There is definitely more coming. I know there's a couple of events that have been new this year for when I'm shooting it, but I would assume that just means that there are more to come. They have monthly markets, community events, like I said, but I mean, we have, let's see, toasted walnut, the oak roasted coffee, the people driving in the wrong direction down here, but that's okay. They're already setting up for some of the events that they're doing for the holidays, Veterans Day, and just throwing it all out there for the entire community and just really bringing it alive so that people want to come out here and enjoy it. So Lots of retail and things still coming here in the city of Celina. It's continuing to grow, and you're not going to have to continue to drive 20 minutes to get to Target and all those kinds of things. But you have so much small town charm and neighborhood and community involvement out here that it just is a great place to support local businesses and just continue to watch it grow and thrive. Because personally, I miss the days of so many more of these local type businesses that you get to support. And I know they're few and far between sometimes in some of these bigger cities, but you're still finding that here in a lot of the city of Celina. But a lot more is continuing to come. Right now, it's just more of that 5-minute life where your grocery, your gas, maybe even your urgent cares are starting to continue to get closer here in the city of Celina and have a lot more of those type of offerings. Because I tell you what, I mean, that must be kind of harder. The hospitals are continuing to come up here. The big one that they're building in Prosper, obviously right there in Frisco. But when you have kids and little ones and somebody wakes up in the middle of the night and something serious is going on, it's just nice to have that comfort factor of having those things here, even in a small town. So if you have any more questions at all, just wanted to kind of throw that out there. If they're a cute little downtown, the downtown square that they have here in Celina. But reach out if you have any more questions, and I would be more than happy to help. So that's a wrap on my little driving tour out here in Celina. I tell you what, there are so many of these 2-lane roads, so much construction going on, so be careful when you're out here. And definitely do your research before you come out here, because not as many roads as you're going to find in some of these other bigger cities. But this area, it is definitely one of those places where your tractors are meeting up with your Teslas. I've passed so many different trucks and a few tractors and quite a few Teslas out here in the countryside. So you really do have it all when you're moving to an area like Celina. But with everybody being able to just share the roads and just enjoy this community and what is to come, there are a lot of great opportunities. But of course, when you can still see off in the distance through the grasslands and through these rolling hills, our sunsets out in Celina are definitely a little bit extra. Having to be a little bit careful about that today for sure. And if this video in particular gave you more of that, yep, I could actually live here and that's exactly what I'm looking for, well, for sure, reach out to me and let's see how we can make your dreams happen out here. So many new construction options. I know that's what a lot of people are looking for, but pre-owned homes in some better price points and this small town community feel, we got that out here a little bit too. So we are going to certainly continue to show you a lot of these neighborhood tours as they continue to grow. And between the cost of living out here, the different schools here in Celina, between Celina ISD and Prosper ISD, and for sure the talk about the traffic and our taxes out here in Celina. I do try to always keep it as honest as possible. I try to keep it as local as possible in all of these cities that I take you on a tour through. And of course, I do like to keep it useful so moving doesn't end up feeling like a blindfolded leap when you're coming here to Texas. So if there's anything I can always do to help and give you the information that you need to make that decision on moving here to Texas or Celina or anywhere here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, reach out and I would be more than happy to help. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, as always, and until next time, take care.